See, I've worked for Unilever. That's where I started working. I moved to work for Shell. I finally worked for Smith & Nephew. These are multinational companies operating all over the world. But you'd be surprised if you did not know that they were once one-man operation. They were small business. But they developed to become what they are. If we had time, I would show and tell you, share with you how entrepreneurial the single owners of these businesses set themselves apart and differentiated themselves from others, gained momentum, and created these conglomerates. Unilever, for example, was a one-man operation owned by Mr. Lever. He was selling blue soap. You know, those who are at my age or coming after me, they know I used to go to the shop and buy blue soap. Yeah. And they will pack it and wrap it in a newspaper. Yeah? Yeah, it's thin. Yeah. And Mr. Lever said, no, man. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing. Came up with an idea that I'm going to cut my soap and wrap it in a yellow paper and call it Sunlight. It started selling like hot cakes. That's the basis of Unilever today. Unilever, if you know about it today, you'll know they're selling brands, not products. They're selling brands. The products that I worked in, Impulse, which is one of the first products that we introduced in South Africa, a highly perfumed deodorant for women, and those who remember when a man suddenly gives you flowers is Impulse. Yeah? Selling a promise. Yeah. So it's brand marketing. They're selling promises. Let's go to Shell. Shell was owned by two brothers and Samuel family, twin brothers, and they were selling paraffin. They were selling paraffin. Comes a time when there's a shortage of paraffin. They say, now we can't get paraffin. How do we get this paraffin? Oh, let's check. Where does paraffin come from? Paraffin comes from crude oil. It's a byproduct of crude oil. If you burn crude oil, the engineers would know and chemically. If you burn it, you know, there are products that come, fuel, this type, you know, depending on the temperature, bitumen that you use to make roads, it's all a byproduct of. So they went to the source. Mr. Smith was a chemist and a pharmacist selling cod liver oil. You know, those were young, cocoa, more cool than cod liver oil. What to put you in doesn't matter. Cod liver oil. And after the World War I, people were coming from the war, they were sick, they were injured, and this cod liver oil was selling like hot cakes. Now he could not manage the business. So he went to his nephew, who was an accountant, and said, I will focus on production and marketing. You manage the financial side of it. Let's form a partnership. Smith and his nephew. Smith and Nephew.